Hello, hi Burnout Proof Collective. It's Bree here on Monday, September 14th. Just wanted to have some time together. Um, I'm here in Portland, Oregon, in the Pacific Northwest, where we have fires, and I'm sure a lot of you are on this coast as well and affected by fires. I think that's my first inclination for jumping on is just to hold space here for all of us, for those who are on the West Coast, for those who are not, and maybe who are thinking about loved ones here. Also thinking about the East Coast today and the tropical storm that is that's headed your way. I'm just thinking about everyone. Welcome to this live stream, and it seems like every time I come on here things look a little different technologically, so I'm just checking to see what I can see. It looks different than the last time I was on. Okay, well, if you would, when you jump on, say hi in the comments. Let me know if you're here, and if not, if you're watching this later, the recording, that's great too. Go ahead and say hi in the comments and just get the discussion started. So let's see. I have a couple of notes just on things I'd like to touch on, and then if you all have any questions or just let me know how you're doing too, please just type those in the chat. But the first thing that I wanted to say is that we have a workshop coming up through Burnout Proof Academy. I'll be doing Burnout Proof 101 on September 30th. That's a Wednesday. It'll be at 5 p.m. Pacific, so 8 p.m. Eastern, and it'll be just a quick 1 hour together. It'll be on Zoom, so we can see each other, which is really wonderful. And I'm wanting to teach some more live workshops. I've been doing a lot of pre-recorded workshops in Burnout Proof Academy, which I also love doing because I get to be really creative with those. But I also I think quarantine has helped me to find the spot where I want to be seeing your faces, and I'm missing them. So I have several workshops in the works. I'm hoping for monthly. So join me for this September 30th workshop, Burnout Proof 101. The URL isn't in the description here yet, but I'll add it so you can get there easily. And what that'll be is just really it's an intro to the topics that I like to teach in Burnout Proof Academy. And it's a great kind of jumping off point if you're thinking about Burnout Proof Boot Camp, which is a longer commitment and bigger investment. So if you've looked at Burnout Proof Boot Camp and you've thought about it, Burnout Proof 101 will be a great place for you to start. So I'm excited about that. Let's see. So I want to go through the September oil protocol that I put out the other day on the blog, and you might have seen the email, and I think I posted it in here. So I've got all of the oils lined up here behind me for that. But before I do that, I'm just realizing that the oil that I want isn't next to me, but let me see if I can grab something that'll work. I want to talk about the smoke, just because it's so many of us are dealing with it right now. And so I wanted to just tell you what's working for me and just pass along some tips. I'm going to look in my drawer here. Yes. Okay. So first, essential oils. My lives aren't always about oils, but because the oil protocol just came out and because of the smoke, oils are just really great support right now. So if you have essential oils, that's fantastic. You can grab what you have. And I always say the best essential oil for, whatever the ailment is the one that you've got. So a lot of oils plants just have a lot of properties. So many essential oils will help with lots and lots of things. So if you don't have the exact oil that I'm talking about, or you feel like you don't have the right one, don't worry about that. Just grab what you have. And as you're getting started, you can, depending on your skin sensitivity and other sensitivities, you might want to dilute with a carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil or almond oil, or even some unscented lotion, which I don't have right here. I usually do. Whatever you've got. Any kind of oily or lotiony base will help you to dilute your essential oil. And then there are some oils that are a little bit spicy to the skin. Things in the cinnamon family, oregano, thyme. Those are the ones that are coming to me off the top of my head. But I'll try to let you know if I don't remember. I don't think any of the ones we're using today are very spicy, but that's something to know about. And if you do get a spicy oil on your skin, don't worry. It will feel kind of hot for a little while, but if you add a carrier oil on top of it, it'll dilute it and help to take that feeling down. It's just like eating spicy food. It hurts for a little while, and things like milk can help, and that's why. Okay, so I think that's all I want to preface about the essential oils. So smoke. We're living in a lot of smoke right now here in Portland. Our air quality has been hazardous for probably about the last week. Actually not quite the last week, because last week Monday it was not. I sat outside, and yeah, it has been pretty much hazardous since then. So we're learning about, I'm learning about how to live in the midst of this. This isn't something I've experienced this intensely before. So some things that have been really helpful to me. I grabbed my peppermint oil out of my drawer. If you have a respiratory support blend, that can be really nice. Peppermint is usually one of the oils that's in some kind of respiratory support blend. I use doTERRA oils, and they make a blend called Breathe. It has things like eucalyptus and some other wonderful oils in it that I'm not thinking of right now. The smoke is definitely affecting my brain. You might notice that you're a little bit more thick, foggy headed. That's a side effect of it. So I'm feeling that. But anyway, if you have a blend, that can be nice. Peppermint is a pretty strong one, but I like it in my lungs. So what you can do with it, if you are feeling, if you're coughing, if you're feeling congested, if you're just feeling irritated in your airways, this is something that I like to do. So I just take and do a little drop, a little touch on my palm, rub the palms together. And then this is a way to make the oil pretty strong when it goes down into your airways. So you can adjust as you need, but if you take your palm and then you make a circle with your other hand and you put it on top, you kind of make like your own little cupped inhaler, and then you can breathe in. And I feel like that coolness go all the way down into my chest, and you can breathe in through your nose too. And then often I'll rub on my throat and down onto my chest or neck, and I just feel like everything opens up. So this is one of the things I've been doing when I'm feeling it. Keeping these kinds of oils in the diffuser going around the house all day. Keeping a pot steaming on the stove just at a really low simmer. Or if you have an Instant Pot or a crock pot, you can do the same thing. So keeping water just going real low, it can help to clean our air, like to bind to the smoke particles in the air and take them out. And if you want, you can put essential oils in there. I don't find oils don't last that long when they're heated. So what I've been doing on the stove is spices from my cupboard. So things like, I'm really liking rosemary, and I have peppermint leaf or like loose leaf teas. Or you could just open up any kind of tea bag that you have that you like the smell of, and bay leaves, any kind basil, any kind of herbs or dry spices that you have in your cupboard. You can stick them in the pot, boil them, just real low, simmer all day, and watch it so that you're adding water to it. But the moisture in the air is good for our lungs, and then those plants can just help support our respiratory systems. Of course, if you have any specific respiratory concerns, or kids who have respiratory concerns, then keep that in mind. Definitely do what works for you, but these are just kind of general things that are helping me. Also, just know that if you have any pets, especially cats, you'll want to make sure that if you've got oils going in your house, make sure that they have access to leave the room where the oils are, that you don't want them to be trapped in that room. And they'll kind of moderate themselves. Some cats and dogs love it, some cats and dogs don't. So just make sure they have access to get out. Okay, so we've opened up the airways a little bit, talked about the water on the stove. Now I want to talk about our thoughts and what's happening in our minds as we're going through these stressful events like this. Something that I'm noticing in myself and with my clients, my coaching clients, is just a lot of fears about the future and what ifs. Wondering, we don't know how this is all going to play out. And depending on where you are and what you're dealing with, like I said, I know it's not just people who are dealing with fires, but there's things happening all over. So how do we manage that uncertainty? And one of the practices right now is just to be observing our thoughts and to be watching where our minds are going. Our minds want to keep us safe. They go into overdrive. The mind goes into overdrive trying to predict what's going to happen so that essentially so that it can keep us safe. But what can end up happening is our thoughts can start to become unhelpful in the moment. They can actually work against us. When we're spinning into anxiety, we're not actually working from a place of clarity where we can make good decisions about what we actually need to do to have the best chance at safety. So watching our thoughts, giving yourself time each day just to ask yourself, how am I doing right now? Just a check-in. What have I been thinking about today? What's been particularly stressful? What thoughts are running through my mind? Sometimes people talk about their thoughts, like them getting into like a loop in their thinking, and that's really common when we're in situations like this. So staying aware of your thoughts, notice if you're getting into places of what if thinking that's causing more anxiety than actual helpful information. Just try to stay observant. This is mindful awareness. This is developing this practice of staying mindful of what's happening here, mind, feelings, and then our actions. What are we doing? Okay, so those are some things you can be thinking about right now, depending on what you're dealing with. Take a little sip of water. So the next thing that I'd love to go through is this oil protocol, partly because I put these out and I hear back from a lot of you that you love them or that you want more of them. And I don't know that I've done a live video before showing how I actually go through these, because I create these for myself. I love to use my oils in this way where it's really, we're looking at emotion and energetics and supporting ourselves in just in this the energy of our being. And so I just wanted to give you a little look into how I go through one of these oil protocols, if that's helpful. And let me know as you watch this video if you find this helpful, or if you have other ways of doing this, because we're all here to learn together. So if you have the protocol in front of you, that's great. If not, I will guide you through it. We're going to start with Melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil. And tea tree is just a really great clearing oil. Anytime you want to let go of something, Melaleuca is a great first choice. It's a great oil for strengthening our boundaries, so knowing what's mine and what's other people's. And that can include thoughts and beliefs. It can include letting go of stuff. Can include lots of things that we just need to be clear about. So we're going to start with that one. And it's always nice when you're starting an oil protocol to do something first that helps you to clear, to cleanse. And we'll do this on the top of the head. This is a point that helps to actually affect the whole body, the whole energetic field. So, and you might have seen, I just like to, I use these oils, like these are just mine. So I do all kinds of things to them, but I touch the top. And so I just get a little bit of oil on my finger. I'm going to rub it here on the top of my head. And I like with each one, I like to take it in. I like to feel it. Sometimes like I just want to shake things off. After I put an oil on, I just feel like it makes me sometimes want to stretch in different ways. So I just encourage you to pay attention to the signals of your body as you're doing anything, but essential oils is one of the things that helps me to like get in touch with the signs that my body's giving me. So second oil is myrrh. We're going to put this on our sacrum. And myrrh is, they call this the oil of the mother. This is really great with just connecting to that energy of nurturing, of knowing that everything is going to be okay. We don't know how this is going to play out, but just that developing that inner trust that things are going to be okay. We're going to be supported somehow, some way. We don't know what that's going to look like. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this. And your sacrum is the part of your body that's at the base of your spine in the back, kind of right between like the top of your butt cheeks. There's like a triangular bone there. So you don't have to go down into your butt crack, but just right above that. You can put oils right there at the base of your spine. This is known as the root chakra. It's just a spot even outside of the chakra system, but just in terms of the neurology of our bodies, it's dense with a lot of those fibers from our central nervous system that go down our spine. And this is a place of our body that is traditionally known to be like our grounding space, our root. It's just a very primal part of our body. And so it can help us to feel more grounded and more safe. So that was myrrh. Next, black pepper. I must have put my black pepper away. Anyone who knows me, you may or may not know, I do not like black pepper. Like in cooking, I have historically despised it. And I feel like I'm growing up. I'm starting to eat more of it. But black pepper essential oil, I love. I love the smell of it. I love the use of it. Like energetically, it's the oil of unmasking. And it helps us to sort of uncover what's not true about something and to see the truth beneath that. I've heard it described as the oil that helps us see through the bullshit. Like we're just not caught up in the BS. We can see through to like what's the reality of a situation. So the black pepper we're gonna put here in the middle of the forehead. Some call this the third eye. This is also just the spot where our nerve endings are plentiful. And just a lot of breathing. Part of what I love about essential oils is they inspire us to breathe. Okay. Wintergreen. So wintergreen is a nice cooling oil, and part of this protocol was really about dealing with the energetic fire that's happening right now. I love astrology, and Mars is really active, and going to be having our new moon soon in Aries with Mars. And so there's a lot of Mars energy happening right now. So anything we can do to bring in some cooling can be helpful. And then on top of it, the fires here is also just very Mars energy, very hot. So wintergreen we're going to do from the solar plexus, which is where your rib cage comes together here in the front, up to the chest. And I'm going to get creative here. I don't know how I'm going to do this on video, but I'm just going to get these oils up onto my chest here. And this one smells like candy canes. Wintergreen is great at helping us to release control, to just surrender to the process, and to open to new possibilities. So it feels like right now there's, like we talked about, there's just a lot we can't control. There's a lot that's unknown, and we're just sort of we're in it. We're in this process, and we don't know where it's gonna lead us, but this helps us to just stay open to what it brings. Okay, the next oil is Arborvitae. This is one of my, just purely based on smell, this is one of my favorites. Actually, we're going to use Arborvitae and cardamom together, but I'll talk about them separately. So Arborvitae comes from a tree. Any of the tree oils are great for grounding and like tapping into our roots. So Arborvitae can help us to tap into security and strength, like a sense of deep security that's deeper than whatever is going on right now. Trusting the emotions of this process, that like the emotions are going to come and go, and we can let them happen. We don't have to fear those emotions. We don't have to resist them. We can just let them be and move with them and move through them. So we're going to use Arborvitae, and then cardamom. Cardamom is great with anger. It's like one of the go-to oils for helping us to like really tune into and be with our anger, especially for women or female identifying people. We can really be taught that it's not okay to be angry. And so cardamom can be one of the oils that helps us to tap into our own anger, to like hold space for it, to have patience with it, to be with ourselves through it, to harness it, to use it. That energy is there for a reason, and it often, anger often signifies that like there is something for us to do here. It also can help us see the bigger picture in something. So we've got cardamom, we've got Arborvitae. This is how I do it. I'm gonna put one finger on the top of each, and then I'm gonna rub this around my belly button. Okay, and this is just helping us to, again, tap into that, like the navel is such a core place in our bodies. And often it's where we feel like the constriction of fear or of anger. And so that's a great place to put these oils. Okay, next we've got juniper berry. We're going to put it across the chest, so across here. Juniper is a great go-to for fear. Anytime you're feeling afraid, you can use this. I started using juniper for, I used to have night terrors, like really active nightmares where I'm like awake but seeing things that aren't real. They were very scary, and juniper really helped a lot with them. So I like to still really lean on it for fear, and I'm having a lot of fear right now. So we're going to put this across the chest. This is great for helping us to release fear, and specifically anxiety about the unknown. Like There's so much that we just don't know right now. Okay. I just feel myself like melting in a little bit. Okay, next. This oil I've heard it pronounced so many different ways. So if you don't pronounce it this way, then you might laugh, but that's okay. So I say bergamot. It's a citrus fruit, and the essential oil is really great for connecting with ourselves, for finding courage, for finding self-confidence, for like believing in ourselves and our capability of like getting through hard things. So it can help us see the light at the end of the tunnel. It can really help us during times of despair to like tap into our inner sense of hope and courage. So I'm gonna put bergamot on the solar plexus. So again, where the rib bones come together here is a great place. Just it's this spot on the body is great for self-confidence. So close to our center. Okay, got a couple more. Eucalyptus. This one right now is just so useful because it's great at opening up airways. It's pretty gentle in a way that, you know, peppermint can be like, whew, a cold punch to the face. Eucalyptus, I find, is a little bit more gentle, but it's still really good at opening things up. We're going to put this across the forehead, and eucalyptus is really helpful when we're feeling down, when we're feeling broken, when we're having a hard time prioritizing ourselves. So it's a great oil just in general for self-care, for like being willing to take some time for ourselves, and like being willing to care about how we're doing, and being willing to do the things that can help us to feel better. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, I'm going to wipe it across my forehead, and this can also be great just for, and one of the reasons why I like to use it on the forehead is specifically for these thoughts that can spin us into anxiety. Eucalyptus can help us to come back to like, okay, I'm willing to show up for myself. I can like raise my standards for my life and the like anxiety that I'm willing to live with. Can help us not give up on ourselves. Yeah. Okay, the next one, Clary Sage. Clary Sage, we're going to put again on our forehead. Clary Sage is great for creativity. It's great for vision. It's the oil of vision. And so I like to use it on the forehead just to help feel this sense of like opening up to possibility, opening up to the new world that we're creating, opening up to, you know, right now things feel dark, things feel unknown, but we can still harness our ability to envision the world that we want to see and that we want to create. So Clary Sage can be one that can help with that. It also is great at helping us to see the best in ourselves or see the best in other people. So it can help us tap into our gifts, our purpose, our sense of meaning in the world, and to know like how best we can use our gifts. So Clary Sage. All right, cedarwood we're going to do across the chest. Again, this is one of my favorites, just purely based on smell. This is one of my favorites. I resonate with a lot of tree oils. I think I need a lot of grounding and like just in terms of my constitution. Cedarwood is the oil of community, so it's really great at helping us tap into support, tap into our network, not feel alone. It can help us feel more emotionally connected to others. And as you're using these oils, if like one of those one of those properties really resonates with you, you can use it as a mantra and like an affirmation, like just to claim for yourself. Like I might put this on my chest and I might say, I am connected. We are all connected. Like I can reaffirm this belief for myself that I receive support. In every moment I receive support, even when I don't recognize that I'm being supported. Like the earth is holding me up right now. There is air that my lungs are breathing that is sustaining me. Like even in the most basic of ways, I'm being supported. So it can help us tap into that. And then the last oil, so just like I said at the beginning, we're opening the oil protocol with like a clearing oil that helps us energetically to kind of clear. We want to close with an oil that can harmonize. And there's some really great harmonizing oils. It just helps to bring together all of the energetics that we just experienced, kind of all the shifts. There are certain oils that can help to seal those, like bring them together at the end. Citrus oils are great for that. Frankincense is another one that just like hands down, if you close with a citrus oil or frankincense, then that can help you just to seal those emotions and the energetics. So I'm going to use lime because lime is the oil of, I think they call it the zest for life, but it's just really about like feeling hope, feeling joy, feeling expectant joy, feeling like I can trust that good things are coming. I don't know what they're going to look like. I don't know when or how, but I know they're on their way. And that they're here right now. Like I can tap into those moments of joy in every moment. So the inside of the wrist creases are a great point just in terms of meridians to help to influence this whole part of our bodies. Oh, and fresh lime smells so good. Okay. I'm going to look at, that's the end of the September oil protocol. So if you stuck with that whole thing, thank you. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling after you go through this. I'm going to take a drink of water just real quick. Drink lots of water. I've got my bubbly water in here just with orange. I love to squeeze a piece of orange in my bubbly water. Drink lots of water. That's another piece of advice just in terms of the smoke. Our bodies are processing the toxins that we're breathing in. So whatever we can do to help our those, I'm losing words, but I've heard them referred to as chimneys of our bodies. The ways that we process toxins and release them back out of our bodies, sort of like the chimney of a house. The skin is a chimney where we're releasing toxins, and then of course the whole excretory system is releasing toxins. So we want to make sure we're supporting our kidneys, and just drinking a lot of water can help with that. So drink lots of water when you're using oils, when you're in the smoke, when you're feeling stressed. Just drink lots of water all the time. That's my best advice. Okay. Last announcement. This is just a little bit longer term, but just so you can put it on your calendars. The next session of Burnout Proof Bootcamp is starting. We'll have our fall session kicking off with we have a live support call every month. So the course, well, I won't go into too much here right now, but the course is all self-paced and pre-recorded. So Burnout Proof Bootcamp, if you register, it's all there. You can register right now if you want. It's always available. But all of the lessons and everything, you just take your time through them. There's videos, there's a workbook for you to support your practices and your learning. But we do have a live call once a month, just because I like to see your faces, and it gives a time just for questions and just getting to know each other. There's not really an agenda, but we do live coaching, and just people talk about what they're working on, what they're struggling with, what they're celebrating, things like that. Anyway, that first live call for fall will be October 7th. So if you register for Burnout Proof Bootcamp before that, you can join us on that call and just get to know the other people in the community. It's a really neat way to connect with other interpreters who are also just trying to take better care of themselves, especially during all of this. So I'm going to look at comments here. I see Krista. I love you, Krista. I miss you too. I'm happy to see you here. I hope you're doing well. Okay, so go ahead and in the comments leave any questions or just your experience with the oils or with the smoke or with the tropical storm, whatever you're going through. Just let this be a place where you can open up and practice receiving support and making connections with other people who are working on doing the same thing. We're all in this together. Sending so much love to all of you right now. Okay, take care. Bye.